Alright, part 2. Maybe you guys don't know this, but the first time we had to send troops overseas, the first time we had to do that, we sent our Marines. We sent the Navy, we sent the Marines. And the reason we did it, there was a group called the Barbary Pirates. And these guys would attack our ships. This is right after America was founded, right after we won our independence. They saw us as vulnerable. And so they demanded a tribute. They demanded ransom in order not to attack our ships. Does it sound familiar? Sound like something like that's happening today off the coast of Somalia? So our government, the U.S. government, started paying them $1 million per year in order to leave our ships alone. And then I think it was Thomas Jefferson became president. He said, "We don't have to pay these guys anything. They're barbarians. They're savages." He read the Quran, and he went before Congress and he spoke. He said, in their book, the Quran, it tells people, the Muslims, that they are allowed to kill infidels. They're allowed to rape infidels. They're allowed to steal from infidels. They're allowed to enslave infidels. And that these pirates were told, the first pirate to set a foot on board an enemy vessel, like if they're going to attack your ship, the first pirate to set foot on your ship gets an extra slave on top of what he would normally get. So they were enslaving people. This is after, the blacks were freed from slavery. Well, no. This is actually before that. But I will make a point about that in a moment. They would enslave people, they'd steal, they'd take whatever they want. Thomas Jefferson said, we don't have to do this anymore. He sent the Navy, and he sent the Marines. And they attacked the Barbary Pirates. And they beat them. And that was an end to it. We didn't have to pay tribute to them anymore. And the point I wanted to make about slavery is, it wasn't the white man who invented slavery. I mean, not to get too far afield here, but, there are still slaves today. People complain a lot about, their ancestors being slaves and all that. And it wasn't right, but no one's alive today who's directly harmed by slavery. You're in the best country in the world with all the opportunities in the world, and people are still using something that happened 200 and some years ago as an excuse for bad behavior now. And if you think you're bad off, just think about in Africa, there are people who are still slaves, and in the Middle East. So things could be worse. So these Muslims, they've hated us since they've had a religion, basically. That is their religion, is kill the infidel, and you'll go to heaven for it. And so we go over, and they'll respect us for our power. That's just kind of how it is. In the Middle East, power is power. That's it. Like here in America, having power, like people frown upon it. It's like, America's too powerful. We're oppressing everyone. Well, over there, if you've got power, you've got respect. Respect. And, they might not like it if you blow up this house. But he's not going to respect you anymore if you come back and try and rebuild it. He's not going to suddenly become your friend. Over there, they take being your enemy really serious. It's not like, it's not like you can just, step in and say, here's some money, sorry about, killing your brother, sorry about, ruining your life for 5 years. No, it's a blood feud. It's on. So, we don't go to war anymore. We go to like police actions. It's like our country has become so afraid of using its power We spent billions and billions and billions and billions and trillions of dollars developing all this power that we have and maintaining it and keeping it, but we're so afraid to make use of it, even for, things that are good, that it seems like we're only using it for bad stuff anymore. I mean, you think about it. 9/11, Gulf of Tonkin, Lusitania, Pearl Harbor, the Chesapeake incident. All this stuff, we always get dragged in over one event. If we're gonna try and preach to other nations that they need to use restraint with each other, like Israel, I don't really have much respect for Israel. I'm not a fan. And we're dragged into a lot of their wars. But at the same time, the Arabs are always, shooting rockets at them, kidnapping their people, killing them, and all this stuff. And our government sticking its big nose into their business, sticking its big nose in other people's business, telling them, "Hey, just calm down, man. Just relax. You can't start a war over just one problem." We've started wars for less. We're not using our power the way that we should, I don't think. We're not using it to fight real wars anymore. We're using it to fight police actions. You know where we need our troops right now? On the southern border. That's where we need our troops. There's a freaking drug war going on down there. And for some reason, the same people who, voted to send us into war with Afghanistan over 9/11, one event, they're now afraid to send out to send out the army. Well, I guess they'd have to send out the National Guard, because the army's not allowed to operate in our own borders. They're afraid to send out the National Guard to put a stop to this stuff on our border, to protect our border. That's the one thing the military should be doing. Before anything else, it's protecting our border. But we'll send, guys to die and get maimed and stuff in the Middle East. And we'll send guys to die for, Jewish wars. We'll send guys to die for Israel. We'll send guys to die for Korea. But we won't send anyone to protect our own people. So what is war good for?